What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the BORA FedEx Amateur Series Season 4, Race Number 2. This is qualifying from Atlanta. 10-minute sessions, 2 sessions, so approximately about 20-minute video. Going out first is Steve Mullins for Everham Motorsports, that number 10, Valvoline Dodge. I believe we have 59 cars registered for this week's events. So that means a lot of you guys are going home. Anselm Meadows for Junior Motorsports, Dakota Owens for Joe Gibbs Racing, Daniel Gittero for DEI, Steve Love for Junior Motorsports, Hayden Meadows for Roush, Steve Mullins on a good lap. Right now, though, there's a lot of cloud cover, so that means guys in this session are going to have an advantage, unless it's cloudy in session 2. Man, over 200 miles an hour throughout turns 3 and 4. Steve Love with a 43.882, not a great lap at all. A 27.12, that would be better than pole by 0.6 of a second from truck qualifying yesterday. Already got a really nice pack right here formed. Steve Love on the provisional pole. Will the 10 improve? He will, to a 26.76. That seems really fast, but I don't know how fast these guys are going to be going towards the end of the session. While we're watching Hayden Meadows, though, we're not going to keep the camera on one driver for too long. We'll go up to the pack, get Richard Sweet, Carlos Wood for Everham, Landon Finway for Team Penske, Derek Hamill for Junior Motorsports, Gustav Odenberg for Kevin Harvick Incorporated. Paul Wright nearly won the Call of Duty Premier Series Daytona 500 last week, but he's a full-time amateur driver, part-time in Premier. He's trying to take that momentum going forward, trying to make Atlanta. Now, if you guys aren't in the truck series and you didn't watch truck qualifying, you wouldn't understand how this works. But for the first 4 races, we're doing qualifying like this. 2 sessions, and we're just going to combine the times, and the top 42 fastest times will be in the show. But after race 4, so starting on race 5, what we're going to be doing is taking the top 25 in driver owners points, because driver's points is a little misleading considering people and premier drivers actually share rides in this series. So, like, let's see if we can find one. I don't know if there actually are any in this session. Yeah, Dalton Riley. He is a premier driver for Joe Gibbs Racing. All the Gibbs premier drivers are going to be in that 25 throughout the season. So obviously they're going to be getting very little driver points, but they're going to be getting a lot of owner points for that 25 car. So what we're going to be doing is starting race 5, top 25 in owners points. So that could be a premier driver as well. Are locked into the show, and 26th through, I think, 59th, I'm not sure if that's the exact number, we'll be in like a last chance qualifier, and we'll fill out the rest of the positions, and we'll do that every week. So instead of doing a qualifying video like this, it'll just be the last chance qualifier. And that doesn't determine your starting position, so you could finish in the last transfer spot in that race, and then qualify pole for the race. So we're just going to do it like we did last season, how we just simulated qualifying and start the video. Because I'm aware how boring these qualifying videos are, but I don't know how to make them interesting. So, watching a lot of fields. There's Isaiah Ford, a premier driver for RCR. He's in the All-Star ride, as we call it. He had an amateur driver, or amateur rookie, Kenneth Graves for Joe Gibbs Racing, P22. Weiss von Schmidt, P24 for Roush. Mario Ramos, P23 for Gibbs. See if any of these two improve their spot. P23, and they just swapped positions basically. Damian Stone for RCR, P24, his teammate Kyle Mests, P28. Dylan Ebrahimian, P13. Daniel Colt, P17. Hayden Meadows, P14. Steve Mullins, still P number 2. The top 2 has not changed in like approximately. Hasn't changed in literally about like 2-3 minutes. Crazy. low 20s or high 26 threes actually. Joshua Wilhelm, P16. Joe Jefferson, a Premier Series driver for Roush. Sorry I keep yawning, guys. It's pretty late at night and I had work today, so sorry. Steve Mullins' tires have got to be wearing out bad. If you're P2 with under 4.5 minutes remaining, I'm convinced that you there's a good chance you'll make the show. Because I believe in session 2 there's 30 drivers, 29 in this one, or actually 30 in this one, 29 in the next one. So that means if you finish this one second fastest, the worst you can possibly qualify for the race is 31st. If there's actually 29 in the other one, and I didn't get it backwards. So, like, Steve Mullins, as long as you finish there, you're locked in. Richard Sweet going back out. He's P7. Joshua Wilhelm, P18. Gustav Odenberg, P14. Paul Wright, P23. It's getting real sketchy, man. He doesn't have anyone to draft with, and the draft's really important in these amateur cars. 26:37 is the fastest time. And last lap he ran at 26:95, so 6 tenths off. I mean, Dalton Riley, the first driver and the only driver in BORA history to win a race in each of the Trackless Truck Series, FedEx Amateur Series, and Call of Duty Premier Series. He's running his sophomore season in Premier. Steve Love, your provisional pole sitter. Just shy. Oh, wow. The 24 of Matt Flood right there. Bumped up to second, as well as the 4 of Madison Towell to third. So this group right here is real quick. Oh, that 24 is about to have a real quick lap. Okay, it was a quick lap. It would have got him 7th, but not fast enough to improve. Dakota Owens, P24, man. Ooh, the number 9 of Ansel Meadows. Oh, man, the 22 of Glenn Dewitt, I believe. Where's he at? Wow. Oh, yeah, they're just drafting up off this big pack. Glenn Dewitt replacing his brother Donovan. Donovan Dewitt got second in points in trucks and amateur last season, driving that 22 car for Team Penske in amateur. Glenn moved over to that ride as Donovan moved up to the 02 for Team Penske in Premier. Just under 2 minutes remain right now. The provisional pole is Joe Jefferson in the 26 for Roush Fenway Racing. Let's see if we can find him. There he is right there. Didn't have to look very long. Matching paint schemes with his teammate Hayden Meadows. This is actually his first ever amateur start, if he makes it, which I'm convinced he will if he's leading with under a minute and a half remaining. He came from the IndyCar series, which made him Premier eligible. So he's never ran in trucks or amateur. His first actual race in a stock car that is not Cup or Premier, and he's currently fastest with a 26.333. Right behind Ansel Meadows in 4th for Junior Motorsports. Damian Stone, P22. Joshua Wilhelm, P24. Gustav Odenberg, P21. Paul Wright, P27. Man, that's getting real close. Dangerous territory. Dalton Riley, P29. Madison Towell, P7. And then a big cluster. Steve Love, P3. Danny Coffey, P18. Ty Amaro, P20. He was your Daytona pole sitter. Dakota Owens, P25. Matt Flood, P6. This is Matt's 3rd straight season driving that 24 for Hendrick Motorsports in amateur. Yeah, Derek Hamill, P9. Alright, they're about to start going into the runoff time, so they'll only be able to complete one more lap. Landon Fenway, P14. A 7 trying to get everything possible. But you're P9, man. There's a good chance you're locked in irregardless. Unless a bunch of people start hitting buzzer beaters. P15. As soon as you cross that line, you're done. Will he improve? No. 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 1,000th of a second off for Damien. No. 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 Yes for Anakin Swanson. Nope. 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 And everyone else, they've already done a lap. Alright, so we're going to actually fast forward here, and then we'll go look at your top 10. Alright. Your fastest in session 1 of amateur qualifying. Top 10 goes Glenn Dewitt with a 26.325. Then you got Joe Jefferson with a 26.333. Then you got Steve Love, Anselm Meadows, Dylan Abrahamian, Matt Flood, Madison Towell, Steve Mullins, Anakin Swanson, and Derek Hamill. I feel like that top 10 is locked in regardless. 30 guys made it. 30 guys in this one, 29 in the next. So if you're top 10, the worst you can qualify is 39th. So, yeah, maybe top 13 for sure locked in, but I'm not sure. So with that, we'll be right back for session number 2. Actually, we got to scroll down a little bit so you can see. All right, yeah, 30 in this one. James Marks all the way down to the 26.969 for Tom Brady Motorsports. Sound good. I don't know what's up with the Gibbs guys. 29th, 28th, 25th, 17th. Joe Gibbs Racing struggling. We'll be back for session B. And here we go for session number B. Session number B, guys. Alright, Ryan Winters the first one out for Roush Fenway Racing. Wow, literally the only one coming out. Alright. Now, unlike what I did for truck qualifying the other day, because my phone was dead, I actually have the times from session B, or session A, excuse me, up on my phone so I can see what the so I can see what the fastest times were. And the provisional poll right now is a 26.325, but there's a little thing, it was pretty cloudy in session B, or session A, and you can see the clouds are starting to move out toward past turns 1 and 2, and it's pretty sunny down the back and through 3 and 4. So there's still a little bit of cloud cover, but not near as much. That means there's a lot less grip. It's Daniel Williams in the 77. I know I mention this basically every time, but Kevin Arp Incorporated has won the last 2 championships in amateur with the 77 of Tyler Kaiser in season 3, and then in season 2 it was Larry Arnold in the 33. So yeah, that's random information. Alright, going through the field for session B, you got Ryan King for GPS Racing, Forrest Winters for Red Horse, Keith Stevens for Red Bull, then you got Jeff Bright in the Hendrick Motorsports All-Star Ride. Let's go to people on track. Yeah, Caitlin Winters for Robert E.H. Racing, Pretty Shaw for Bobby Labonte Racing, Alexander Rowe in the Team Penske All-Star Ride. Looks like something's wrong with that 39, actually, which is interesting. Ramian Fisher for Red Bull. Stanley Winters for Rusty Wallace Incorporated. William Scholes for Robert E.H. Racing. David Cervantes for RCR. Al Hunter for Chip Ganassi Racing, Jeff Bright in Hendrick Motorsports All-Star Ride, Stacy Wilhelm, who got 2nd place last week at Daytona for Braun, and then Kyle Akers in the Everham Motorsports All-Star Ride. Caitlin Wilhelm, your Daytona winner, and she is locked into the chase for Rich Petty Motorsports. Rich Petty Motorsports, I didn't even mention, but the 45 for both amateur and cup for Rich Petty Motorsports won at Daytona with Caitlin Wilhelm in amateur and then JT Hanley in cup. So Richard Childress Racing has 2 of their 4 drivers locked into the playoffs. 2 of 5, but their truck driver hasn't made either race yet this season. They have a Food Sacco for Chip Ganassi Racing, Carl Scholes for GMS, the only Nissan in the field, Zach Fitzwater Sr. in the Kesey Motorsports All-Star Ride, Riley Spurley for Hendrick Motorsports, and that is enough going through the pack. There's Alexander Russell, I haven't mentioned him yet. Ooh, but someone we need to mention, Bullet Bill, the all-time... I made that 81 really low on the door. But Bullet Bill, the all-time leading Call of Duty Premier Series wins leader. This is his first ever amateur series start. He never ran a season before. He's running part-time for DEI in the All-Star Ride. His first ever amateur series race, and we're going to be keeping a huge eye on him during the race tomorrow, or later today actually. His first lap was a 27.541. That's good enough for 25th. Obviously, he wasn't fully up to speed yet, and he was only 0.6 off. And here we go for Group B. Wow, no one's hitting pit road. There we go. Alright. This is going to be 10 minutes as well. Looks like we have the same amount of cloud cover as we did in Session A. So, no session really has an advantage over one another. 30 seconds in, no one's hit the track yet. Looks like Daniel Williams in the 77 making the jump. He's replacing Tyler Kaiser, who last season won the championship in that number 77. Kevin Harv Incorporated has actually won the last 2 Amateur Series championships. They won Season 2 with the number 33 of Larry Arnold, and then they won Season 3 with the number 77 of Tyler Kaiser. So, Daniel Williams has pretty big shoes to fill, along with along with Gustav Odenberg. But I think they can do it. Best team in amateur, in my opinion. 2 championships in a row. You can't really dismiss that. But a minute of practice has already been used up, and no one has set a lap. A minute and a half now. Daniel Williams is actually going really fast. Unlike Traxxas Truck Series qualifying, because my phone was dead, I actually have the times of Session A pulled up so I can see. Like, Session A's fast time was a 26.325. That was ran by the 22 of Glenn Dewitt. Pretty sure a 27.11. So obviously, the more cars that are in the pack, you know, the higher. I don't know where I was going with that. I know where I was trying to go, but I don't know why I worded it that way. The more cars that are in the pack, the more draft, and the faster you'll go. So that 27.11, while it's fastest right now, that'll probably be nowhere near the quickest time at the end of this. 26.95. That would put him P30, so second to last if this was the other session. Let's go look for a pack now. Here's a good one. Kyle Akers in the Everham Motorsports All-Star Ride, and then number 79. And then you also got the 99 Ramian Fisher and the 40 of Bafut Sacco. And then Stacy Wilhelm and Caitlin Wilhelm. It's kind of crazy that they're lined up like this because they finished 1-2 in amateur at Daytona last week. Caitlin Wilhelm for Rich Petty Motorsports is locked into the chase. And I didn't even mention this because I didn't really notice it till just now, actually. But in amateur and cup at Daytona, the 2 winners were both the 45 car for Rich Petty Motorsports. So Petty swept amateur and cup, and that is the first time that's ever happened in history of BORA. And oddly enough, it was by the same number. So we've never had a team sweeper weekend, and we definitely never had the same number do it. So Caitlin Wilhelm and JT Hanley getting the job done for Petty, both locked into the chase. Stacy getting by the 45, something she could not do on the last lap of Daytona. Alexander Rowe in the Team Penske All-Star Ride. Keith Stevens, Caitlin Winters, Kyle Kesey, someone blowing an engine. That's Forrest Winters, P18. That's unfortunate. As long as he can get back to the pits without being towed, he will not go to a backup car. So what that means is, if you go to a backup car, whatever your fastest lap is, if that's good enough to make it to the show, you're still in, but you're going to start in the very back. But as long as you can get back to the pits, because I can't control them bringing out another car, because I'll just do it automatically. As long as you can get back to the pits on your own power without being towed, you don't have to go to a backup car or change a motor or anything like that. So Forrest Winters will be good with whatever lap he sets. Pretty Shaw and Ryan Winters Tandeming 20. Wow, 4.6s. Okay. Ryan Winters P13. Daniel Williams ran his fastest lap because he's in their draft. Oh, that's going to be a good lap by Daniel. 2:07 getting into turn 3. That's amazing. That's going to be the fastest lap right here. 26.420. Okay, it wasn't the fast lap, but it is good enough for 6th. And right there, I don't think I've mentioned this. Your all-time wins leader in the College Premier Series, Bullet Bill, has never, ever ran a race in the FedEx Amateur Series. This will be his first start if he makes the show. Crazy 5 career wins in the Premier Series over the span of 3 seasons, I guess you're counting this season. And he's never once ran an amateur. This will be his first start for DEI in the All-Star Ride. He's currently P9. He doesn't really have that much help. He has 2 startup teams, so the lowest ratings possible behind him. That's not being an insult. That's how it is. GMS and Kesey Motorsports both making their second ever start in the amateur series. Bullet just needs a little more help. He needs to get a good pack. We're over halfway through with this session. Wow, that 45 and 38. That's good enough for pole right now. Those are the... Right now, Glenn who is fastest in Session B, is currently running 5th overall. Top 4 are all better than what was ran in Session A. Looks like also it was Caitlin Wilhelm, Stacy Wilhelm. Those two cannot get away from each other. And then Ramian Fisher and Kyle Akers. And then it would be Glenn Dewitt. Two Ganassi cars running together. Al Hunter and Ryan King. Yeah, Keith Stevens, Caitlin Winters. Got a Skype message right there. Oh, almost 4 wide, Stacy. Calm down. At this point, you are, no matter what, locked in. Unless literally everyone else flies ahead. Even then, you'll still be locked in. Excuse me. What a pack. Someone in this pack can take the top spot away from the 45. Unless she improves on her lap. They're not quite close enough to get in the draft off those 2 in front. They're going to catch them in no time. Ramian Fisher had such a good run there, he had to go with it. Excuse me. Oh boy. Okay, it's hard to improve on your lap if you're 3 wide like that, guys. It's 2 minutes to go. Looks like this pack, they're not formed up enough to actually really do anything right now. Jaden Scott for Hendrick Motorsports. Getting pushed by his all-star teammate, Jeff Bright. Jeff dropped back to get a nice run on him. Let's see if that'll improve his time. Nope. 2/10 slower. Fuseko P5. Jaden Scott P12. Alexander Russell P22. Bullet Bill's trying to do everything he can, but he's got not a lot of help out here. He's currently P11 with a 26.431. Let's see where that would put him. Not mixed in with this session, mixed in with Session A. 431. He would be P16. So 15 cars in Session A faster than him, and 10 faster than him in here. So he'd be about 26th, 27th. So he'd currently be in the show. 30 seconds remain, and then they'll have time for one more lap. Scott Ford for Junior Motorsports, Riley Spurley for Hendrick Motorsports, and then Zach Fitzwater Sr. for Kesey Motorsports. Ooh, he almost improved on his best lap, P22. I don't know if that'll be good enough to make it. All right. Qualifying is over. Now they're in their runoff time. So this will be their last lap right here. They don't even get to do another one. Do they improve? No. 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 Yes, P9 for Daniel Williams. No. 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 Yes for Stanley Winters. P16 though. No. Oh wait, I think that. But yeah, turn 1, 2. No. 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 Wow. Okay, I'm not even gonna go through all this. Keith Stevens of P8. Looks like no one else in this pack actually improved on their runoff time. Alright, let's accelerate through this remaining runoff time. We'll go look at your 10 fastest from Session B. You got Caitlin Wilhelm and Stacy Wilhelm, 1-2 again in that exact order. They will be your front row. They finished 1-2 at Daytona, and they're going to lead the field to the green at Atlanta. Crazy. Yeah, Ramian Fisher, 3rd. Kyle Akers, 4th. Alexander Rowe, 5th. Bafut Sacco, 6th. William Shaw, 7th. Keith Stevens, 8th. Riley Spurley, 9th. And Daniel Williams, 10th. A lot of that is just for this session. I haven't mixed in Session A with them, but I do know 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 are actually fast enough. That will be the top 5. So, you can see everyone else qualified. Later on today will be the amateur race, and then there'll be the College Premier Series qualifying, and the race for that will be tomorrow. So, with that, congratulations to the Wilhelms. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.
He said, boy, can you make fans stand and scream your name? Have you hit him in the ass, never let off the gas till you rode into victory lane? He said, boy, do you know how it feels when you're running 3 wide? 'Cause if you're Daytona bound, let me wonder your